Welcome. I'm Camila Durand with Red Rock City Lifestyle and South Vegas City Lifestyle magazines. Another episode of Partners, Meet Your Partners. So today with me I have Dawn Houlf. She is an amazing realtor and property manager here in town, and she's going to slightly introduce herself today for us.
All right. Well, thank you very much for having me today. I'm excited to be here. Again, my name is Dawn Houlf, and I'm the managing broker of Exit Realty number 1.
Wonderful. And how long have you been doing your job, Dawn?
I've been in real estate, forever, 1986. So
It's been a while, huh?
It's been a while.
Wow, 39 years.
Do the math? I don't know math that fast. Let's do that.
39
Let
years.
me get my calculator out.
Wow, and how has this city changed?
Oh, it's changed a lot. Yeah, I wasn't born here, but I was raised here. I've been here since 78, so I was raised on Sunrise Mountain back on the way to the Lake Mead, and there was only 4 high schools here at the time.
Wow.
Now there's, 35 high schools.
Wow, and what got you into real estate?
I just instinctively knew that being in real estate was going to create true wealth. If you think about people that have true wealth, they have real estate holdings.
I love that. And how old were you when you had this insight?
16. I purchased my first property at the age of 18.
Really?
And then I've been doing it ever since.
Wow, look at you. What a powerhouse
I don't know about that.
are.
But, you hear about those coaches and the people that you late night commercials, that didn't happen back in those days. I had to do trial and error and make mistakes and do all those things. So I did buy and hold, flip, wholesale. I did all those things. My favorite is buy and hold.
What is buy and hold? Please teach me. I'm very ignorant.
So buying and holding, you buy real estate and you hold it and you turn it into a rental and create that cash flow.
Oh,
So
okay.
So if you own 10 properties and by the time you have a mortgage paid off, it's all cash flow. So by the time you retire, you're making $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 a month.
Not bad.
I don't think that's pretty bad. Yeah.
Not bad. And so
Who needs a 401k, right?
this is kind of a 401k. You're just investing in a different 401k.
Exactly.
I love that.
Yeah. Financial planners won't tell you this, but we have what they call, you have SEPs for independent owners, right? So you have a self-directed IRA so you can put money into it. But people don't tell you that you can take that money and buy real estate with it.
Look at you. And one thing that I learned about you is that you have classes that you offer.
Yes.
Tell us about those classes.
So we have several classes. We have what we call a new homeowners buyers class. We have an aging with joy class, which is towards the senior citizen over the 55 market, where you can buy a house and not have a mortgage.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm going to have you okay, let's talk about your first class, which is for the first-time home buyers.
Yes.
Right? So give us a nugget of what you teach in this class. And if you could give 2 or 3 tips of a piece of advice to our audience if they are first home buyers.
So I'm not the only instructor at the class. So
Right.
I have a group of my preferred partners. So I have a lender there, I have a home warranty person there, I have a home inspector there, I have a down payment assistance person there, and we collaborate to help the homeowner get into their first home. So we go through the aspects of the journey of the home buying process from start to finish and everything in between is what we do. So there's several tips that you do. So we can teach you how to get down payment assistance program up to $15,000. Then we teach you the importance of a home warranty. We teach you the importance of why a home inspection. Whether you're buying a new home or not a new home, it's important to do that. And then I go into the aspects of, what are you looking for in a realtor, and why is it important to have the right one on your side? So those are the type of the classes that we have.
Amazing. And how long is this class?
It's 2 hours. It's not a very long class. It's just a tidbit of the entry point. And then if you wanted to make an appointment with us and the team, then we would create a buyer's consultation, and then that'd be about 2 hours as well, because you're going to meet with a lender and get pre-approved, see if you qualify for the down payment assistance programs, and then we go through the steps of all that.
Wow, that's amazing. And do we have to pay to participate in the class?
No, it's free.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's a good class.
It is. It's a great program. I had never heard of that.
Yeah,
How long have you been hosting it?
I just restarted these this year. I used to have them a long time ago, and somebody said, "Dawn, you need to start those classes back up." I'm like, "Okay, I'll do that."
Yeah, because there are many misinformed people out there.
There is.
That, like me, for example, I got divorced, several months ago, and I'm renting. Eventually, I might want to buy. I have no idea where to start because my ex used to take care of all of this.
Yeah.
Right. So,
and depending on your age.
Oh my God. Let's not go there.
So anybody 62 and over.
No, I'm far from
You're
that
far
age.
from that.
I'm
Okay.
far from that.
So anybody 62 and over could participate in our aging in comfort class, which is
Okay, so talk about that one.
that's an amazing class. So kind of the same speakers, the home warranty, home inspection, and all that, but with a caveat of a specialized lender that does the HECM loan.
HECM loan? What is that?
That is the home equity reverse mortgage loan, where you have a bit of cash that you can put down and not have a mortgage. So I helped 5 buyers last year using this program alone purchase. So there was a lady that I helped who was referred to me from another agent out of Utah, and she was selling her place in Winnemucca, actually. This was the last one I had. Winnemucca, and she was going to have about $162,000 left, and she wanted to pay cash for something. I'm like, you're not going to get anything for $162,000. You're going to get a shack. And I'm not going to put you in a place that I wouldn't even put my grandmother. I said, so why don't we do this? And she had heard horror stories about it. So I set her up in a meeting with my partner, and she chose that. And she didn't even have to use all the $162,000 to get into her property. That is a single-story, 3-bedroom, 2-bath. It's beautiful in a gated community.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, and she's happy as clams, and she's so
How
happy.
can she not be?
Yeah, and I enjoy that, right? I love helping people get into a property that they know they're going to be financially stable. That's my passion.
That's amazing. I
Yeah.
can see you're very passionate about real estate and what you do.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
and that's what makes you the best in class in this industry, right?
Yeah.
When did you start your property management company?
So my property management company is Vital Property Management. It's different from my brokerage side. And I've been in property management since I purchased my out-of-state properties back in 25 years ago.
Okay.
So I had a property manager in Colorado who was terrible. And I'm thinking, I need to change this bit. And I created my own property management and of what I would want from an owner's perspective,
Right.
and then what I would want from a tenant's perspective, right? Tenants want a house that is habitable, AC works, plumbing works, everything works, and if there's an issue that somebody is going to call and get it fixed. Mm-hmm. And then an owner's wants to be able to get a hold of their property manager, be able to call the office and get a hold of somebody and not have to leave a message, and so on and so forth. So I created that with efficiency and effectiveness for both sides.
Wonderful. And how many homes do you manage?
Over 100.
Wow. And all in Las Vegas or still?
Oh, yeah. I'm just licensed in Las Vegas to do that. Yeah.
Okay. So the home in Colorado was what inspired you to create.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. I love
Yeah.
that. So, since you've been here since 1979 or 8, and you started your real estate career back in 1986, probably the real estate, fluctuation, like most valuable areas has changed a lot in these almost 40 years, right? What was the hot area to buy back then, like to buy a home?
Back in 78?
Back in 86 when you started.
86?
Yeah. What
Well,
was hot? Like, what was trendy? Where would you live that was trendy back in 86?
it would have been the Summerlin started. The Summerlin was starting in the 80s.
Oh.
So now Summerlin is huge because it goes all the way west, northwest, almost up to Blue Diamond, right? And goes as far west as Cheyenne, west of the 215.
Okay.
So Summerlin is huge.
Yeah.
But it just depends on the individual and where they want to live, right?
But there wasn't like, what is the hot area now? Regardless of lifestyle, like what's hot right now in the market?
Well, you got
Especially from people coming from out of state. They're like, oh, I want to live in Summerlin, or oh, I want to live in Henderson, or I want to live, like what is hot right now? What's the most sought area? That's the expression I was looking for.
let's say, well, you have Cadence, which is in in Henderson.
Okay.
You got Lake of Las Vegas. It's also, you have Inspirada, which is over by the M.
Oh, are they
Right.
hot right now?
Yeah, there's a hot.
Oh.
You got Sky Canyon, which is on the way to Mount Charleston. That's huge. There's 5,000 homes going out there.
5,000.
5,000 homes.
And what kind of homes? Just like from low to high?
Mostly high. Most of the new home builders are not building single-story homes. They're always they're building 2-story and 3-story homes.
Why is that?
It's less expensive to build,
Really?
less square footage.
Oh.
You can go up,
yeah.
not wide, right?
You can like put them closer together.
You got 10 homes to an acre.
Wow.
So think about the postage stamp, right?
Yeah.
So people and investors that own single-story homes, that's very impressive and that most investors want single-story homes because the demographic, it opens the demographic for renters.
Oh.
Because you got people that can't walk stairs, they have hip problems, they have this, they're handicapped or whatever. You can't do that in a 2-story home,
That's true.
right? And builders aren't building them unless they're going to start building elevators, and that's very expensive to do. So that's not cost effective.
Yeah. I'm in awe. I
Yeah.
had no idea.
Yeah.
It's very cool.
Yeah,
So-
and now the traffic.
oh my God. It's been insane.
I don't care what time it is anymore. It's like, get away. You know?
Right?
I need to hire a driver.
And what's the most fun part of your job?
Well, I'm I'm a coach with other realtors, right? So I coach my agents to what they want in their lives and help them out. So one of my passions is to help my agents grow in their business. And so when they're struggling with something and finally you see the light bulb go on, oh my God, that's just amazing to watch, right? Or watching a first-time home buyer get into their first home and you're handing those keys to them for the first time.
Yeah.
That's amazing to me. I'm just very passionate about helping people get into homes.
And not only get into homes, but I also know something about you, that you are a Bible coach. What are you?
I'm a biblical Bible coach. Yeah.
Okay, tell
Yeah.
us about that, because I think that's like the way you serve people.
Yeah.
Right. Not only with your job, but with you, Dawn. Like, you are a servant, right?
Yeah, I am.
So tell us about how you serve people in this other role that
So I'm a God-fearing woman, and I go to Canyon Ridge Christian Church in the Northwest, and they were looking for biblical Bible coaches to help this ministry, and this particular ministry helps individuals in our valley, and they don't have to be a Christian, they don't have to be coming to our church, and a lot of people are down and out and don't have the financial means to get the help they need. So they can come to us, fill out an intake form, and then we have our leadership that pray over them, and then they disperse them out to the appropriate coach. So I had to go through an intense class, several classes, right? Like intense, like going to college.
Yeah, really? How
Yeah.
long did it take?
22 weeks.
Whoa,
Yeah.
that's a lot.
Once a week.
How-
And then you had homework too, on top of what I really do for real
Right.
life, right?
For sure.
Yeah, and that 22 weeks was about looking within yourself, right? So I had to look within me of what makes me tick, why I do the things I do. Now, I'm not perfect by any means, but God likes to kill two birds with one stone, right? So when a mentee comes across my desk, that mentee is going to teach me something as well. It's very rewarding. So, yeah, I do that.
Yeah, the student becomes a teacher, right? That's that saying.
Yeah, and the individual gets 12 weeks. And it's complimentary.
That's great.
They don't have to pay for it.
Wow. I want you to give this information to our listeners right now.
Okay. So you go to canyonridge.org and go on to the group support tab, and then you can fill out an intake form for that.
Wow, that is so beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for doing that.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a passion of mine, too.
Yeah. Well, you are passionate in everything that you do.
Yeah, and my puppies.
Yes. Yeah, and you foster dogs like you're
Yes.
amazing. But I want to go back to real estate a little bit. And I want to talk about a very controversial subject, which is Trump's tariffs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I want you to tell us your perspective on how it's going to affect, or it's already affecting, the real estate market.
So remember those 5,000 homes that I told you that's going out in Sky Canyon?
Yeah.
And there's homes all over the valley, right? In Henderson, everywhere. There's more homes. Actually, there's more homes slated for on the way to Pahrump off of Highway 160 as well. So the tariffs are going to tariffs the lumber, the steel, and everything that is being put into a new home. So the cost of that home is going to be increasing because of the tariffs. Now, you're right, it's controversial and not sure how everybody feel about that, but it's going to be painful for a while, right? But in the long run, we're supposed to be able to bring manufacturing back to America and make America great again. His favorite tagline, right? That's what he said. Sorry, people. Sorry, listeners, but that's what we're supposed to do.
Yeah.
We stopped manufacturing stuff back in the 80s. We need to be back to manufacturing and stop being a consumer in our country, in my opinion.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Valid.
that's my thought process.
So
on
the
that.
tariffs are already affecting the new homes that are coming up. So, but not the homes that are built and everything. That doesn't affect. That's not affected by.
Well, I mean, if you're rehabbing your own house, right, and you're rebuilding or you're doing something, yeah, you might feel a pinch on some of the equipment or supplies that you're going to be buying, like at Home Depot or Lowe's, because they're coming in from somewhere else.
Oh my God! Speaking of supplies,
Yeah.
Are we going to have the nightmare that we did during COVID?
I hope not.
Supply, like the supply chain
I hope not.
with the tariffs.
You know what? I read a lot of business journals. I have not read that yet, so don't put that out there.
No. Well, I'm a publisher. I'm not like
I know.
right. So, but these are it just came to
Right.
mind.
Yeah. Well, I thought about that, but I'm not going to put it out there because I don't want it to happen.
Well, I can't take it back. It's like
It's already out there. Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Very good. So to wrap this up, because it's been an amazing conversation, can you give us snippets of what we should pay attention to when purchasing homes or renting? Because there are a lot of people that can't purchase. They can only rent for now. What are some things that you can tell these renters to do
Okay.
to prepare themselves to buy a home?
So I have a great credit partner. His name is Campbell. He's amazing. He's also an attorney, and he litigated the Truth in Lending Act. So that's how powerful he is. So if one of your listeners has credit issues, I recommend that you call me so I can get you in touch with Cam, because he can help you with your credit. And he has a unique way of doing it. You pay as he fixes things. You don't pay him forever. Like there's some models out there that you pay $70, $80, $90 a month, and then you're racking up your credit card bills and you're getting nowhere. That's not his model. And that's why I endorse him. He's amazing. He's already worked with several of our clients.
But the renters don't only not buy because of their credit, right?
They
There are
don't
many
buy,
other reasons.
Yeah, there are many reasons. So credit is one of them. Second, they may not make the money, right? So you either have to increase your income somehow, whether that's being self-employed, getting another job, saving your money, doing whatever you need to do. I mean, right now, if you're making $65,000 a year, you may be able to afford about a $250,000 condo or townhouse. That's if you don't have any debt, right? Basically, you can't have a credit card bill, you can't have a car payment. The debt to income ratio is very important.
Okay.
We were talking about the down payment assistance. That helps a lot of those, that category in that market. We can help. In fact, I helped a young lady a couple of years ago that she didn't have to pay anything because I helped her with down payment and her closing cost. So she was able to get in for $1,000 into her place. Yeah. So it was those type of programs and systems that we have in place to do that. What was your other question?
So snippets that you can give to renters
Okay.
that want to buy, and then just snippets in general for homeowners if you want it to be like property management, things that are important for people to know and a lot of people don't know about.
So if you want to be a property owner, you definitely want, if you haven't bought in your purchased your first home, I'd get on the bus and do that now. You know, everybody's upset about the interest rates and what's not going to happen and what, they're not buying because of the interest rate. That's not the reason not to buy. We were talking earlier about the interest rate, and I was telling you that think back in 1986, right? They started charting interest rate back in the 40s. Right? So if you look at the year 1986, the highest interest rate was 24%, right? If you take January to December of that year in 1986, the average, 81, the average was 16.81%.
Wow.
So our interest rate today is nothing. Our interest rate in the last 20 years has been anywhere from 2 to 4%, maybe 5.
And what caused the interest rate to go down so low?
They wanted to stimulate the economy to make it go faster. And in the last 2 decades, it has done that, right? But we can't survive on that as a country. Right? And if we're not surviving on that, and that's why part of the reason our interest rate is so high, our inflation is so high, because we're trying to recover from the 20-odd years of the interest rate being so low.
Got it.
Right? So if you think the interest rates are going to adjust 2 more points, think again. It's not going to happen in my lifetime, in your lifetime, maybe our great-grandkids' lifetime, but we're not going to see that, right? So get on the bus. Get a home ownership, talk to an agent. You can call me. We can strategize and get that going because it's not going down. And prices are stabilizing. They're not going to go down either.
What's the inventory in the valley now?
We have about 2.5 times. We have about 2 months worth of supply right now, and the average purchase price is $485,000.
Really?
Yeah.
That seems pretty good.
High. It's high.
Is it high?
It is high.
Oh.
Because think about the average salary in Las Vegas, or at least Clark County, is not that. Our income has not met the demand of the price. So will I see will I see prices adjust? Maybe a little, but not much. People are speculating that's going to go 20 and 30% down. I don't see that.
That would be a lot.
It would. I don't see that happening anytime soon,
unrealistic.
unless something drastically happens in our country,
Okay.
like war or something.
Don't put it out there, Dawn.
Right, take that back.
Very good. Yeah. Well, I'd like for you to, before we end this, I was going to say terminate, but terminate is such a strong and kind of negative word. Before we end this podcast session, I would like for you to share with everybody your contact information and your social media handles so they can reach out to you.
Awesome. Again, my name is Dawn Houlf. My phone number is 702-236-6266. And all my social media from Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram is Exit Realty #1. And the property management side is Vital Property Management NV. And that's it.
That's it.
Yeah, easy going.
Wow, so awesome to have you here. Thank you for all you do for our community, and that's it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And thank you so much for watching, listening, and stay tuned for more Meet the Partners.